I hope you know something about Topanga, Corey, Shawn, and Eric, because I've got 10 questions for you on the hit TV show Boy Meets World, as picked by Patreon subscriber Carrie Moore. This is Trivia with Buds. What it be? And welcome to another episode of the Trivia with Buds podcast. I'm your host, Ryan Buds. It is the weekend, and it is nice and cloudy here in Southern California when I'm recording this episode. Today's episode is all about Boy Meets World, one of my favorite sitcoms to watch growing up in the 90s. I feel like a lot of people grew up with this show, and this was kind of like the more sophisticated version of something like Full House, maybe? I don't know, like the humor on Full House was always like super cheesy, and the humor on this show was always like, oh, no, that's a little bit more my style. It was still, TGIF-ish, but a little bit more relatable, and I don't know, I liked all the characters. The characters were a lot of fun, and I felt like it captured growing up, at least for a boy, especially for a boy, because it was called Boy Meets World, like going through puberty and going from like 6th grade, 7th, 8th to like high school. I feel like it really captured that well, and I think a lot of people love it. So I haven't not done it on the show before, and one of my Patreon subscribers, Carrie Moore, she gets to pick a topic that I do every month because she is a $5 or more Patreon subscriber. And she said, how about Boy Meets World? And I said, let's do it. So I got 10 questions on that for you today. Weekend's going great here in California. Got a lot of events still coming up, a lot of late Christmas parties and holiday gatherings and things. Sometimes people do those in January and sometimes even February. So the schedule is still pretty packed for all of January. But if you have something coming up where you're like, hey, I could use a trivia host or an MC, or I just want some questions that you wrote that I can host myself, just go to my website, triviawithbuds.com, click on the contact link, and send me a message on the contact form on the website. You can also email ryanbuds@gmail.com anytime if you have something that you need in the world of trivia. I have a brand new trivia logo coming out thanks to artist Brian Ward. He is a very talented dude. He did some artwork for my friend PJ Campbell's movie podcast, and I was like, man, that looks awesome. Can you do something like that for me? And he said, sure. So he whipped it up. He gave me a bunch of different color backgrounds for it, and we'll be putting up the first one tomorrow on Monday morning. So be on the lookout. Make sure you check your device. As soon as you download it, it should show up and you'll be like, whoa, that's different. And hopefully you like it. And I think every month or so I'll switch the background color on it. So be ready for that. Those are all the announcements for today. We're going to jump into 10 questions on Boy Meets World trivia right now. Here we go. Boy Meets World. Some of these are easy, some are hard. Let's see how many you can get out of 10. Question number 1. What is Corey's first name short for? Is it Cornelius, Corbin, Courtney, or Corrigan? Question number 1 for Boy Meets World trivia. What is Corey's first name short for? Is it Cornelius, Corbin, Courtney, or Corrigan? Question number 2. What is Topanga's last name at the start of the series? Question number 2. What is Topanga's last name at the start of the series? Question 3. What U.S. city is the TV show set in? Number 3. What city is the show set in? Question number 4. Matthew Lawrence plays Jack on the show. Who is Jack in relation to Shawn? Question number 4, Matthew Lawrence plays Jack on the show. Who is Jack in relation to Shawn? Question number 5, true or false, does Shawn ever kiss Topanga? Question number 5, true or false, does Shawn ever kiss Topanga? Question number 6, Ethan Suplee played a bully, then friend, named what on Boy Meets World? Number 6, Ethan Suplee played a bully, then friend, named what? Question number 7, which character is last seen on screen delivering the final line of dialogue on the series finale? Question number 7, which character is last seen on screen delivering the final line of dialogue on the series finale? Question number 8, Season 7 had an episode called How Blank and Blank Got Their Groove Back. Fill in those two character name blanks. Number 8, Season 7 had an episode called How Blank and Blank Got Their Groove Back. Fill in those two blanks. Question number 9. Corey falls asleep watching what Christmas movie, then dreams of himself in the storyline of that movie? Question number 9. Corey falls asleep watching what Christmas movie, then dreams of himself in the storyline of that movie? And question number 10. Pengy is a Pembroke College mascot on the show towards the end of the series. What type of animal is Pengy? Number 10, Pengy is a Pembroke College mascot on the show. What type of animal is Pengy? All right, those are your 10 random questions from Boy Meets World. We'll be right back in just a second to see how you did when we go over the answers. Here we go with the answers to the Boy Meets World trivia round. We'll see how you did on this little quiz. How many you got out of 10 with the answers right now? Question number 1, what is Corey's first name short for? Cornelius, Corbin, Courtney, or Corrigan? The answer was Cornelius. Cornelius Matthews. Who would name their kid Cornelius? Come on. Are there any Corneliuses that listen to this show? If you are, send me an email. I'll send you something free. I want every person named Cornelius, legal name, to email ryanbuds@gmail.com. I want to see my statistics for people named Cornelius that listen to trivia podcasts. Number 2, what is Topanga's last name at the start of the series? It's Lawrence. Lawrence. Number 3, what city is the show set in? Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Philadelphia for Boy Meets World's setting. Number 4, Matthew Lawrence plays Jack on the show. Who is Jack in relation to Shawn? He is the half-brother of Shawn. 2 good-looking guys that were birthed from, I think, the guy who plays like the hillbilly in Waterboy. He's in a lot of Adam Sandler movies. He talks like this. He did the voice of Slinky Dog when the guy who played Ernest died. He took over Slinky Dog, I believe. You'll know who I'm talking about. But it's just crazy to be like, who were these bombshell women this guy was having sex with? Number 5, true or false? Does Shawn ever kiss Topanga? Is that true or false? That is true. There's actually a whole montage I found online that somebody did. It's like supercuts of every scene of them together where they're like maybe a little flirty or like leading up to this kiss. And there's like a heavy like alternative rock song over it. It's like 6 minutes long. You can find it on my Facebook page if you want to, dive into some fan theories. Number 6, Ethan Suplee played a bully, then friend named what? His name was Frankie. Legal name Francis, I guess. Frankie or Francis. His dad was Vader, the wrestler, who passed away last year. Big Van Vader was on an episode of Boy Meets World, and he ended up being the traveling wrestling father of Frankie or Francis. Number 7, which character is last seen on the screen delivering the final line of dialogue on the series finale? That is Mr. Feeney, George Feeney. I watched that final scene when I was coming up with these questions, and it almost made me cry. Very sad scene and a cool way to end the series. So if you have not seen it, go look up the final scene of Boy Meets World. Number 8, season 7 had an episode called How Blank and Blank Got Their Groove Back. Fill in the blanks. It was Corey and Topanga. How Corey and Topanga got their groove back. They must have been on some rocky edge there. Number 9, Corey falls asleep watching what Christmas movie, then dreams of himself in the storyline of that movie. That is A Christmas Carol. That's a good one to guess. They always fall asleep. I feel like that happens on every sitcom. And then they're in the Christmas Carol, and then the ghosts are different characters from the show. And they've done that on a million different things, none of which I can think of off the top of my head right now. Number 10, Pengy, Pengy, is a Pembroke College mascot on the show. What type of animal is it? It's a penguin. Come on, you could have figured that out, even if you've never seen the show. Pengy the penguin. Those are your 10 questions on Boy Meets World. Carrie, especially, let me know how you did on this little quiz. And if you guys want to send me your scorecards, I always like seeing those. You can tweet them to me at ryanbuds@gmail.com or ryanbuds@gmail.com or at ryanbuds on just about everything. If you want to support the show, if you want to throw a few bucks this way to keep the show growing bigger and better every day, go to triviawithbuds.com and click on Patreon, or go to patreon.com/triviawithbuds. There's tons of different reward tiers, and anybody who joins in January at the $10 or more reward level will get a free bonus t-shirt of their choice from Funko. I have RoboCop, I have Gremlins, I have Rocky, I have Fast Times at Ridgemont High, I have Bloodsport, and I have Beetlejuice. And they are going quick, so if you have a certain shirt that you want, or you want a certain size that you want me to put aside, let me know and throw that $10 or more this way over on Patreon to get your shirt amongst a bunch of other cool rewards at the $10 level. This is just like a bonus item for signing up. So check all that stuff out. Thank you guys so much for listening. Thanks for telling a friend about this show, and we'll see you tomorrow for more Trivia with Buds. Cheers.